Hi, I'm Scott Gentile of A2A Simulations, and I'm here at Robertson Airport, home of Skyhawk 7274 Hotel, Skyhawk 3535 Hotel, and to the right, Skyhawk 2467 Quebec. One of the most important actions a pilot must understand is how to properly pre-flight an aircraft. And while we are doing just that on these three Cessnas, we are returning back to the studio on the same day and creating this new pre-flight system. Soon, on your own computer, you'll be able to do everything. You can remove your tie-downs, which by the way have proper knots. You can use this fuel stick to verify your fuel levels. You can check your tires. You can even grab and wiggle those flaps yourself, making sure that they're tight and secure. But probably the most important thing to check are those control cables. What you're doing is inspecting and making sure that everything is properly connected before you fly. And one of our favorite features is how the oil, over time, traps contaminants and ages, which you can now see visually. This pre-flight inspection puts this beautiful, living and breathing machine right at your fingertips. Now let's go inside and we'll show you how we've built the cockpit. Michael Puto, the lead artist on this aircraft, has captured the feel of this interior. The seat fabric and the rug might seem unimportant, but when it comes together in harmony with all of the different materials, the plastics and the metals, it's just beautiful. And everything is assembled from the inside out. Now let me show you the construction of the panel close up. Now keep in mind, you're not just looking at a pretty picture. These levers and dials allow you to run a living and breathing machine. Now beyond visuals, one of the most important senses comes from sound. Okay, here we go. So for this Cessna, we did the internal sound recordings late at night in the hangar. All right. Unlock, open, close, lock. This way there is no ambient noise getting in the way of the recording. No two sounds are the same in Accu-Sim. Not even the same switch. Listen closely. Everything you hear is a high-quality recording of the actual switch or lever or dial that I'm clicking. And these sounds are not just for fun, they're for function. It confirms what you just did. Now, weight and balance is very important, especially to a smaller aircraft like this Cessna. Now, here is our real-time payload and fuel manager. Now, before I touch anything, I want you to notice these fuel tanks. Notice there's a little less fuel in the right tank than the left. That's because these tanks are gravity-fed, and they will drain at different rates based on a whole variety of conditions. And here we can actually add or subtract oil. And down here we can change our units from imperial to metric. Now, it's critical that you, the pilot, know the approximate weight of all of your passengers and anything loaded in that airplane. Here we can add you as a pilot. It can be a male or a female. We can pick a female pilot here and put a guy in the passenger seat. Or we can make the pilot a guy. And we can even put, drum roll please, Heidi. On the J3 Cub, she's a passenger. On the Stratocruiser, she's a flight attendant. And on the C172 Trainer, she can be a pilot. All four of these characters were designed and created in-house by our own Michael Puto. Here we can load the plane up with all four passengers. Men and women come in all different shapes and sizes, and as a pilot, you must understand how this affects your aircraft. We have some really nice sunglasses that'll soon be available, but let's put on their headsets. Alright, you're the pilot in command, which makes loading this aircraft your responsibility. Just be aware that proper weight and balance is critical to safely operating any airplane. Now you'll notice some new equipment here on the sides. This is because we filled the maintenance hangar with actual real-world components that we use in our own aircraft. It's not just a generic battery, but in this case, a Concorde CB24-11M with 140 cold cranking amps. Here you can choose a tire that will last longer on pavement, or another tire that's built for unpaved surfaces like grass strips, for example. We have provisions for an engine heater. Because this aircraft is persistent, we even simulate its life when your computer is off. So if you're in a cold climate and just turn the engine off, if you don't plan to restart that engine, say the next hour or so, you probably want to plug this heater in. When you seal the gaps on airplanes, especially between these control surfaces, you reduce the drag from that area. One solution is to install flap gap seals. The aircraft will actually fly a few knots faster with these seals installed. And speaking of drag, we've simulated this ability to configure the plane just how you like it. So let's just get in the cockpit and start turning the systems on and show you how things work. I'm just going to engage the starter a few times to demonstrate what's going on inside of the engine. Now keep in mind that battery cold cranking power, engine temperature, oil thickness, and the compression inside the cylinders, just like any automobile engine, plays a factor in how this engine cranks over. Now while the Accu-Sim battery has more longevity than what you may be used to in FSX, just like the battery in your car, you can wear it out. Now that's a dead battery. Let's make a quick visit to the maintenance hangar, get our battery charged up, and let's try again. Only this time, let's prime it and start it up.